Shandu, welcome to Daily Thetha namhlanje. We're looking at dance culture. But today I want to look at the dance culture iyagupi, isugapi, and namhlanje singayibeka kuphi because ekuqaleni nakho konke uyingoma kuyindlamu nayo yonke into and abantu abasha bayithatha bayifaka onyaweni namhlanje. What is dance culture, ladies of Africa? That's what we're talking about. Yes, please do join conversation on any of our social media pages. Just remember to use the hashtag Daily Thetha. Nicolette Mashile. I'm hoping, Kini, that Soweto's finest is going to be holding auditions soon. No. No, that's not good for you. Let's do a show. I think that's what you can do better. All right, let's welcome our studio audience. All right, what is the relationship that you have with dance?
Okay, I'm a model and okay, for me, I see dance as a lifestyle and a therapy. It's a way one can use to heal or channel whatever thoughts or whatever actions they want to express.
So, what's the style?
Yo, esning yabo mara espantuleni nyathulakala esiputshweni nyathulakala nasemavushweni yabo nala ku flaka kanje nyathulakala. All
right. There you go, Kini liko flaka wagena. You know, the time it dances, so it was finest. I was just looking at this photo kamandlala betolika enye into lambona ngathi umkanzo njani lo shaka. But right now let's come to Tsiki from Soweto. I want to find out from you ukuthi as umuntu wase Soweto imuphi umdanso that you think uchaza buena nemvelaphi yakho as a Sowetan born?
Igama lami nguNtsiki wakwaNzimela from Soweto.
Yes.
And I'm also a poet. So, okay, the dance that I feel it brings out the me in me.
Yep.
Is the flaka because it's so simple, you know? So you just, you play. It's easy for people who can't dance.
Okay.
They dance sitting on the chair, so it's like, you know, you just play with your head, yes.
Okay. And in Tengibona njengamanje, as you saw it, be dancer lapha. When they do the shaking of umzimba kancane, that's when we start to appreciate them more. Do you think we say sexualize kakhulu le dance namhlanje as abantu abasha?
Okay, based on that, I think it's orientated, right? So it's sexually orientated, and also it looks at how people move. It's how you, as a person, you interpret the message given to you as a dancer.
Okay, cool, Safa, I like that.
Yes, we've got a social media coming in from Prince Bukta, and our dance is some sort of culture in South Africa. It has been here from ages. People use it to express how they feel. So I'd like to say dance is a form of art, and it is going places. Only if those who nurture it would take it more seriously. Vosho dance is currently trending at the moment, so it can also be danced all over the world. Let's speak to Phoenix. Phoenix, I mean, we've just heard from the lady on the other side speaking about flaka, we're hearing about Vosho, we're hearing it's a culture, but what actually inspires dance moves?
I think what inspires dance move is really just what's happening right now in the culture, and dancers create that out of the emotion that they are probably feeling or whatever is happening in the industry right now. I think it also relates a lot to the kind of music that is trending, because obviously maybe in hip-hop there are certain dance moves that are trending, like with a certain style. Then we have the duggies and your whatever the dance moves.
So if I do this every day, can I call myself a dancer?
You're dancing, but I think when we start calling yourself a dancer is when it's like a professional thing that you're doing.
Okay.
That's where I think you're now a dancer. Anybody can dance. We all love dancing. We all express ourselves in that way. But I think when it starts becoming professional, then we have that label of I'm a dancer. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let's speak about maybe one of our biggest artists currently in South Africa, Babes Wodumo.
Yes.
Where do you classify her? Is she a dancer or not?
She's a dancer. She's also a personality.
Okay.
So she is a dancer in I would say in the tom,
yes,
in that music style. So she embodies that style, the dance that comes in with that style, and it's more like the culture. I don't know if she sees herself as like a professional dancer, more than maybe an artist or a musician.
All right, so I think that's also one of the things that we need to look at, Kini, the fact that there is a professional side to it. You become an actual dancer.
Speaking about that, we've seen dance way to Lions of Africa going globally. We've seen Rihanna doing Iguaragara, and we see Upiansa as well doing his Pansula. Do you think it's about time we take our own dance moves way to and sell it to the world? Are we ready for that?
Yes, my name is Mbali. I'm from Enadale. I'm also a lifestyle editor on Revive magazine. So what I think about African dance is that we need to export it globally, and we need to take it to other countries and other continents where people can experience us and sort of experience our diversity in dance moves.
Talking about that as well, we've seen Nigerians taking a shoki to a next level. From someone who comes from Nigeria, what does it say to you when you see shoki being done by American artists?
I'm Jewel Abraham from Benoni. When I see the shoki out there, it makes me feel good because I can see that as an African, it's going out there. It's in America. I can see that even the white people, I'm sorry to say, but they also do the dance.
Why are you sorry about that? But if for someone, Opegeli TV Njangamanje from Guamla and Shimlaza, what is shoki? Can you quickly show us what's shoki? The dance. No, it's fine. Go in there. Let's see. What is shoki music? I mean, a dance. Okay. Let's go. Guys, give it up for that.
I think let's maybe perhaps speak to somebody who is also from Angola. But Kini, go Angola, what type of dance culture do you have? Is it as vibrant as we have it here in South Africa?
Hi everyone, I'm Vava Decepticon, producer / artist. I think the culture in Angola is definitely alive, you know, it's very energetic. It's just as lively as it is here in South Africa, you know, because there's always events happening on a daily, you know, so you find kids on the streets dancing and stuff. And a lot of the dance moves actually originates from people like you and me. Like there's this dance called Tinogera, you know?
Tinogera.
Yes, Tinogera. So it actually came from a disabled man who had a certain way of dancing, of walking actually. So somebody saw that and was like, okay, I can actually turn this into a dance, and it was like a popular dance back home.
All right, let's hold it there. We're gonna go for a quick ad break, but you're gonna show us what Tinogera actually looks like. I think for me, I'm quite interested in knowing Tinogera.
And when we come back as well, we're going to be looking at the history of a dance culture in Africa and where can we take it to the next level. That's what we're talking about. Maybe you're a dancer at home. Give us a call. It's 011 1315. Hashtag Daily Thetha. Siyabonga samsebreaking.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. Hey, more studio. We're talking about dance and the culture of it. And why are Africans, specifically even South Africans, so inclined to just have a rhythm in their body? We are joined on the couch by Gregory Mangoma, who is founder of Vuyani Dance Theatre, and Tate Paul Mojaji, who's an internationally recognized choreographer. Welcome to Daily Thetha.
Thank you.
Let's get straight into the conversation, Abuti Paul, and just where are the roots of dance, more Africa, more South Africa? Yeah.
I love when you sent that to Paul Mojaji.
Yes,
like I'm getting there. We are growing up.
Yes.
Look, I think, you know, one of the things that's really fascinating about us Africans is that dance is part and parcel of our culture. When you travel around the world, you find that dance is something that people do as an external thing, or like you know, something for fun, an extramural activity. Whereas in Africa, really much aligned to who we are traditionally. And that's why you can travel from South Africa to North Africa, you will not find a tribe that does not have its ritualistic dances. So we dance when we bury, we dance when we celebrate weddings. I'm sure when we have Meketo Kojarate, there's no way there is no music and dance.
Exactly.
So when people say, where does it come from for us? I always say, for us, it's part of who we are. It's what you get taught from Kojarate. And so I think that's where the roots are for us.
But Paul, let me just quickly jump straight into you and zoom into you right now. When to dance, and when did you realize that actually this is what I want to do, not to have a 9 to 5?
Again, we've been dancing from the time of Sahola, as I said, you know. And I always say my first dance teachers were my parents and my family, my extended family, because the whole dance, I have done Christmas and whatnot. But I started realizing that I wanted to dance, I think, around my high school years, you know. I'm growing up influenced by productions like Bosarafina, and I think also even with the invent of shows like Bofame that showed us other countries where young people were going to school to study dance. I was then inspired to actually see that this is something that I, of course, enjoyed within my family structure, but I could definitely follow through as a career path.
All right. Ntate Greg, maybe dance ira goreng. What does it actually mean?
Well, dance to me is life. Because, you know, without dance, you can't breathe. And that's how I've been actually focusing on dance. When I created Vuyani Dance Theatre in 1999,
sure, it's a long time
next year we're celebrating 20 years.
Wow.
And it's a company that...
Definitely. I mean, come on. Yeah.
And as a full-time dance company, we bring life into our souls, but we also inject a lot of life into our communities because we're tackling the stories that affect us. Social issues, we're dealing with them, but also we're referring so much into history, into tradition, and we embody all of that into a dance that is turned into stories that we sell to the world.
I think I like that a lot because you find that the youth of today, about dancing, they will look at what's happening on TV and to those dance, and they end up following the trends and starting a trend. So you're saying what the best thing is that you look at what's happening around you and in your community, and you take that and sell it to other world.
Absolutely. I mean, we are about that at Vuyani Dance Theatre. For us, you know, when dancers come to me and they say, I want to join the company, I always say, you know, what is it that you want to tell? What story do you have? Because that is important for me in order for us to be able to package that story into a dance form, and then we can sell it to the world. I mean, just now, the company just came back from Romania, where they were tackling a story of Toloki, which is a character developed by Zektim Da in his book, Ways of Dying. And it's a story that we've taken because it's important in terms of telling our African stories and taking them to the world.
Paul, young people, do we realize that dance could be a form of activism? Where we can, I mean, we just, if you dial it back to during the apartheid times, even the artists of then had their own different dances, Bopam Jaivi, Bopata Pata, you know, all these different dances. Can we still use it as part of activism today?
I think, you know, like Africanism as well as activism for me are very much like interlinked, you know. I mean, when you look at how progressive over the years, our dances have always been somehow connected to the periods in which they were formulated. When you think about the Gumboots dance and how there was a dance of like the industrial revolution in South Africa, and you think about Kwela Tebza when we moved into these townships and we were beginning to want to make sense of life in the cities from the rural villages, and even Kwaito that came out of like the new democracy, you know, so you can always almost connect our movement and our dance to what's happening around South Africa at any given moment in time.
I mean, it's the bourgeoisie of today.
Now we're beginning to see ourselves as, you know, bourgeoisie.
Let's check on social media about this. Asante now, I think because we are so creative musically, it's only fitting to create dance moves to complement our sounds. It has always been that from the days of pata pata, bam jive, etc., we move our bodies to express ourselves because dance is a language. Is dance a language? I heard you saying what you interpreted something from Uzbeks as well, and you end up making that a dance from Ipukiake. How's a dance a language? Ganja?
Well, dance is a language, it's a non-verbal language, and we're using our bodies, but also it's the only form of art that actually touches on all the 5 senses. You can smell, you can touch, you can feel, and also you have to move and see. So it really touches on all the senses, and it affects not only the body, but also the viewer, someone who's watching. Their mind also gets transported to other spaces in their world.
It seems to me that, I'm asking both of you guys, Paul on this one, your dance or anything that eniyenza njengamanje appreciateka kakhulu ngaphandle more than in South Africa, because some South Africans don't even know what you guys are doing.
Of course. I think again, like I said, you know, South Africa is spoiled, you know, in that like dance is what we see in the streets. So people tend to take it for granted because it's such a part of our community, it's such a part of our upbringing and our culture. So there is definitely a huge disconnection in terms of really trying to make people understand that there's an industry to dance as an art form, you know, that there's a value to it, that it's a commodity, you know, that we can take to the world. We can recognize it when we see a Rihanna does a Gwara Gwara, but when we do it ourselves, we think because the guy that does it, you know, because it's 3, that's our point. So there is definitely that disconnection.
Take us through some of the experience alone, you know, dancing overseas on big stages. I mean, you guys have gone through all that. What was the experience? How was the feeling? What's the reception of our dance moves?
We'll start with the legend over here. I'm sitting with the dance giant.
Oh, well, you know, it's great to be appreciated outside. But I think, you know, the sad thing for me has always been, you know, you come home and you put up the same show. It does not have the same kind of a reception or even a pull of people in terms of people coming to support that particular work. Before we even hop on a flight to go overseas, we already sold out. And here at home, it's a huge struggle.
Maybe is that what Paul just said? Are we spoiled? Let me come to Christian. Do you think South Africans are spoiled when it comes to dance culture?
Absolutely. As you said, it's so available. We go to a nightclub and you can see all the same, or we think that you can see all the same moves done on stage in there. So what's the point of going and pay for it? Whereas overseas, they don't have that kind of talent there, and they don't have what's going on here and the same moves and stuff. So they're willing to pay for it.
Would you pay money to go and see a virtual dance play, maybe? Well, it's fine. That's the answer.
Thank you.
But I guess your guys' dance choreography always tells a story, right? And that's the most important part of it.
Sure, it tells a story, but also for me, it's dance always connects us to who we are as people. And I think if we can already start seeing that, there is no excuse for us not going to support even a virtual, because it connects to us. It's something that we can clearly recognize as people, but it's also something we can recognize as a culture that is evolving today.
Cool stuff. Let's go to a break here. Masibuya sobe sibheka about the new dance njengamanje so created nanokuthi asuka kuphi wona. How can we sell them? Asameni sokhokha itolo siyabuya after this.
The foundation in South Africa dance culture, but it's a bit tricky. You understand? It's tricky. Angayithuli kahle kwenzakalani because into mina sekhanda la masingayenzakali, so it's cliche to say for now.
Abantu abase gaming manje abayenzi into yasekhasi. Understand abakopa izinto from states and aksikas.
2005 ibokurula thina before kuzoza lento lezi ikhothana nani so thina as the tribe sifuna ukubuyisa leyo hype leyo to emehlweni abantu internationally sibe isibhutshwa pass badelam.
Okay, from as me, I'm a spiritual dancer. It's spiritual, like if you're going to a strategy. You understand, this is truly a strategy. No one was in spiritual and was in, you understand. So we feel like since we're coming to Ozena, so you understand. And the scope of abantu like other countries, you understand. So Tina says, I'm going to send a which is going to say to his own.
I want to go in South Africa. Because we set our levels on a different lane, njenge-spiritual pass. Ane, kushuthi le talent leli lethu, why kwamele lize likopiwe. Uyabona singakaliboni thina live ema-TV kanje lishawa sibona ukuthi ayinazi intwana zasekazi. Uyabona kumele itshontshiwe lishawa boriyano trend style nyana like that. Mina for mina kusumjive lezo zinto lezo. Akusumjive. It's not a dance. Dance ngiyayazi. Akusilento leso ezotrenda manje after 2 days or after 2 weeks siyaphuma amasojive nami ngiyakubheka ngithi man. Uyabona like ayina lento leso thina into engifunayo italent. Umuntu ukuthi ajive sibeke sirecommend sibeke njengama artist adansayo. So wabona ukuthi ilevel yabo shoot nani uma boriyana bayenza whatever le sibonayo bebona ikasi bayenza into ukuthi siyabhadaleka.
Yeah, I could say it's theft because mina in my own opinion like kunama dance abawenzayo bona self but thina anyeke concentrated kakhulu concentrate kuphi culture yethu which is isibhuja respecta ini culture yethu the way siyenza ngakhona bo. So ukuthi Rihanna they take our style bazenze international kube ngathi ezabo like it's not a good thing by the way.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. And I'm just beg about the dance culture because if you think about it, some people by these are professional dancers. What is that? Do I have to go to school for it? On the couch right now, we do have Max Keepers from Afro Broadway production as well as Donovan. Guys, welcome to Daily Thetha.
Thank you so much for having me.
Max, let me come to you. You, a self-taught dancer.
Yes.
What's the difference between someone who went to school for it? Is there maybe a hierarchy into it?
Definitely. The struggle is a little bit realer for someone's not a trained dancer.
Okay.
It's easier for you to walk into an audition, understand the language of dance, the terms that they use and all of that. Not so long ago, I was at a very big audition. Girl, I saw flames.
What happened, girl?
It's so... I hear a and I don't understand the terms, you know, being a self-taught dancer.
Yeah.
I learn from people. I learn when I go on contract. I would go. I met Donovan on a contract and we worked together. I made sure in those 6 months that I learn as much as I can from every dancer in there, you know, which is basically street dancing because I'm learning off the streets wherever I am in the world, you know. It made me an underdog though, because I had to work a little bit like maybe 10 times harder as everybody else in the room. But at the same time, I won't lie, it's harder for me to find work overseas than it is locally.
Is it?
Because of that difference. But that's been my experience personally.
Yeah.
You know?
Donovan, let's talk a little bit about what, just taking from what Maxime is talking about. Can anybody be a dancer or does it need talent? I mean, if you can go to school, surely someone can teach you how to dance.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you do. You know, talent is one thing. I was fortunate enough to study at TUT, but prior to that, I had no dance training. I've never set foot in a dance studio. I've always just watched music videos. Do you remember the VHS, play, record?
Yes.
And every section of whatever music video, generally it would be Janet Jackson because she would have full sets of dance routines. And that's how I taught myself.
You didn't learn the single ladies dance routine
No,
from
that is part of, yes. I was fortunate enough to be trained, but going on what Max said, going to my audition to be part of, to study musical theatre, there were terminologies that was thrown at me, and I mean, it's one thing when you hear something being said, and it's another thing seeing something being done, because we're a very physical country, should I say, or continent. You know, we move to express ourselves, and I found that I knew that what most of these things were, they were just spoken in French, like a pirouette or a jeté, or you know, jeté would be a jump, or pirouette would be a turn, or you know. I'm just giving.
I think I heard there was an interview where Somizi was talking about that as well, because if you look at Ikeska Somizi, straight from the street, but also to Broadway, and also to choreograph almost the biggest shows that we have in South Africa. How's that? How can that happen and getting sponsors as well compared to someone who studied and had a degree or whatever certificate for it?
How that works, I mean, it is still a struggle. You have to follow protocol. There are avenues you can do it. You can do it privately. You can go to government, as we're proposing at the moment. I can only speak for ourselves. We're a young production company. We're looking at different avenues of trying to network into society, whether it's through dancers that we meet at random venues or auditions, whether it's sending out proposals. There's a lot to be done, but there's also a lot of platforms for us to engage with people who know.
Donovan, with that question, maybe I need to throw it straight to you, brother man. Do you think there is a need for you to go to school for a dancer or the fact that you can dance right now and have a group, it's enough?
Yeah, the fact ukuthi sesine group manje
it's enough.
Okay, egama lami uThabani, Material Thabani. Sure. So I think the fact ukuthi sesi group siyakwazi ukujiva sonke, I think it's enough. There's no need ukuthi siye esikolweni. Like ukuya esikolweni for i-10s fana nokuthi kunomuntu oye e-driving school, kunomuntu ongayanga e-driving school. But sonke sine license.
Perhaps maybe let's speak to Soweto Finance. Down there. Let's understand, Khorna, how often do you practice?
For us, it's an everyday thing because we own a dance studio just down here in Newtown Junction Mall. That for us was us giving back to the community in a way. Uguti, see, it doesn't die on us because we know for a fact that Estratene, it's no longer as big as when we started. So us opening a dance studio is saying to Abazali, we didn't have this opportunity. We're giving this opportunity to kids that didn't have mirrors when we started. So it's a whole different, I don't know how to put it.
But looking at the industry, dance culture linings in Africa, do you think there is a need for iskole ngokubona?
100% all the time. We can't run away from that. It's sad enough that I'm a background with our fan. Had I known this is what I want to do from I would have went to school, but now Mashile and we had to find a way to really make sure that we do what we have to do and actually make something of ourselves.
All right. Maxine, we always hear the netball players of this country have to work part-time and then also still play part-time. Is the same thing with dance? Do you have to work and have a 9 to 5? Or can you do it full-time?
I really understand somebody that does have a job. You know, it really depends on our circumstance. Maybe you have a kid, I don't have a kid. You know, it's easier for me to freelance. And personally, it's all in. I don't have a side job. This is my job. This is my life. This is what I wake up to do every day. And when there is no work, I create work myself. Even if it means that I get up and choreograph something. I don't know what for. But the next time I get called for a job, there I have choreography. You know what I mean?
So you're almost ready all the time.
You always have to keep ready, keep ready, you know. Because also it's an industry that we don't, entertainment in general, we don't know when you're going to have work, especially as a freelancer, you don't know when you're going to have work. So it's important to make it your daily bread.
All right. We also have social media coming in from Sbusiso Zen Zimbata. Our dancing is natural to everyone. I can do my own dancing move and people, if they like it, they will do as I do. Stop praising people from around the world. Do your own dance moves. The culture of dance in South Africa. And really, is it a viable career path that you can take? Please stay with us after the break.
Soweto's finest are the leaders of primetime entertainment. It's a fact. There's nothing that can be done about that. Sexual
for this abantu, the culture, and everything else. So yeah, Soweto's finest are the best. And we inspiring kids, young kids from Vegas, you know. So it's been years. The leaders of the dance culture, so it's finest. We set the trends, we come up with the dance moves, you know. We do them better. So it's just that vibe. So it is finest. I think the foundation of the South African dance culture is the backgrounds that we come from, because you're influenced by your surroundings. I'll make an example of Ispuja. We were influenced by the surrounding Soweto. The lifestyle was an influence. The way we dressed was an influence. The cars, the lingo, all helped into getting what was Ispuja into a movement. As South Africans, we look up to SA people as well. So if they take from us, it's better for us, it's good for Africa.
The responsibility, I'm an artist. They portray indlela abantu abasibona ngayo in a way. So, like for instance, we ngajayiva mfethu shayile ezintswembu, but it can only take one and just shayile string avele athi guy 1 guy 2 and that's it. The gents just go crazy, but the energy and everything that I would prepare for whatever I'd prepare for a performance, it's not good enough for everyone else, but it can only take up one and survive for a stage.
You don't know where your next meal is, per se. You don't know where your next ticket is, your next paycheck is. That's one of the biggest challenges. You don't know what you must find a production company this year, next year they'll find someone else to come, then what happens to you? So it's just one of those things, you know. Imagine how to turn Java, or turn the Sweetus finest from when do they get the exposure? For that. So those are the type of hardships that we should try and look at to say, why can't we open up dancing academies that side, whereby we take Abantbasi KZN to productions around the country, around the world, rather than always having to look at Abantbasi Jews. You know, it's always them thriving, but it's a work in progress, man.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. The dance culture of it. When we learn that actually speaks to who you are. We are joined on the couch by the kings of Spuja. So it is finest. We've got one of the members, Njabulo. Welcome to Daily Thetha, Papa.
Thanks for having me.
On the insert, sometimes you have to create your own dance moves. How important is that? An inspiration alone. Do you do dance moves for girls that you know girls are going to love on stage?
I'd give you an honest answer and you think I'm lying to me. Most of us in the group dream of these moves.
Okay, you dream of them?
Honestly, then we get to the studio the next day, we like turn the music on and then you try whatever you dreamt of. It's literally a God-given, Masiti God-given. That's how it comes about. He comes with his, he comes with his. It becomes one huge routine, one huge package, but we don't now sit and watch videos and say, I'm taking this move. No. We instead do the move that you're gonna take.
Okay. Sure, that's interesting.
You know, get to into Moitanda, so pupanga as well, like you're saying, which you dream of these things, because I used to hear that taxi drivers most of the time, but pupang shinchi, serious, so it shows how much you love what you do. But tell me about this flaka, because for us, flaka, it has a wrong connotation into it, but it seems as if it's a dance, it's a new dance.
The thing, let me try and break it down. There's what we know as ispuja. To break down what ispuja is a form of dance predominantly from Soweto, which encompasses a bit of contemporary, a bit of ballet, a bit of hip-hop into it, a bit of Ispantola into a collective called Ispuja.
I see.
The difference between that and Ispantola is hard-paced. Ispuja is a bit modern. Ispuja was all about the appearance, how you look. It was always about how you look. You always needed to be clean, shaved, you know. Even the way you dance was always, you know, majestic per se, you know. And then came the Durban vibe. When the Durban Kwaito came, then the Benga came. The Benga is equivalent of Ispuja, but from Durban. Then from Ibenga was derived things like Ovosho. Ivosho is not a dance genre, it's a dance move from a dance genre called Ukbenga. So you see, it's the smallest thing that people do. And then Flaka is the same thing as well. It's a subsidiary of the Benga thing, the Flaka. It's the same thing. It's just unfortunate that it's now been taken out of proportion with the connotations and all.
There's a saying that says, do what you love and you never have to work a day in your life. But we know what at the end of the day you must eat. I get it. So
you know, with that saying, I must say that it's very true, when you do love what you do, you'll come find you don't have to chase money, it'll come to you. To be honest, you know, I'm still obviously in the process, but all the work I've done came to me internationally. Whenever I've worked overseas, it was something that was sent to me, you know. Determination, the things will come to you if you believe it will.
So I just want to add to that. I know we're talking about money, and I would like to say with regards to that, it is important for us as dancers to save. Because we constantly say that we don't know when the next job is. We know that it's the truth, it's a fact, we need to save. It's a note to myself as well. I'm not standing here pointing fingers, because it is erratic. You know, you never know whether you're
Speaking about that, Donovan, we have Tabang from Soweto as well, talking about something like that. Tabang, welcome to Daily Thetha. Mfethu uTonovan la ukhuluma about ukuthi as dancers sometimes there are rainy days and you guys need to start saving and everything. How hard is to be a dancer in South Africa in 2018?
Yeah, when in 2018 that's it. In 2018 it's hard being a dancer in South Africa. When I started dancing, I was one of the dancers who was nominated to go and represent South Africa in 2004 in Brazil.
Oh, yeah?
And I will tell you that maybe the scholar imali we're getting paid, we travel to perform overseas music free, but 2 weeks later the first rehearsal in 2018 is very difficult. You get a gig today. When you realize what me put days we have current center leo have because of Vanna Malupata for years as fee. They don't have money to put you to Kalama hotel for free. Very difficult. But what I say is that I'm still where I am today because of the love. I've been volunteering for the past 18 years, teaching kids 7 or 5 years and above. Wow. For free, and I do that because I love it. Okay. And it's about love. It's about telling the world who you are and what you are, and it's an interpretation of the music that you listen to on a daily basis. Okay. And creativity comes when you listen to those music, when you watch those movies. Then you feel, you know what, I can go and do this and make my world proud and make South Africa proud.
Thank you so much, Putram Sabangakul, and now we show the same thing at the show Donovan right now. But you guys need to save money, if in now, because you don't know what's going to happen next. And you did say that as one Jabul.
True, but more than just saving money is very important. But I think more than saving money, I think we were lucky because as a group we had a vision to understand that yes, we are doing this now, but let's say in 5 years' time, what happens? Because a lot of people would, it's just unfortunate as a dancer. A lot of people would ask you, are you still going to be dancing Mona 30, Mona 35, Mona 40?
what kind of a question?
Why would you stop? It's a lot. Are you still going to be dancing? Why would you stop?
Yeah.
So I think we were smart enough to, because as a group, to come up with ideas to have a dance studio. We have instructors to teach that thing. It's a business that is continuous. We had an idea of why don't we wear our own clothing that people could buy to say as a group, how do we keep the relevance going? Artists now know that when they wanna dance or creatives for music videos, they know where to come. But they also now understand that we need to eat because we need to go to the studio to rehearse for that. Meaning we can't just be on TV and say, it's okay, just get me KFC. No.
Exposure.
Let's not mention their brands, please.
Let's talk a little bit about right now is watching the show and they're thinking, I am a dancer, I want to be a dancer. That conversation
Yeah, I think also it's very important to show your parents how determined you are to make it happen. But also it's a struggle because in SA, dancers or creatives as a whole aren't protected. There's no amendment bill in the parliament that protects actors, dancers or so. So it's really hard to say, to have something to hold on to say, I want to do that. But luckily there's schools around the country that offer that, but also it's also unfortunate. Let's say someone wants to study ispucha. There's no ispucha at TUT, for example. How does someone say I want to be like Njabulo to study ispucha at TUT when there's no ispucha being offered? So we still need to bridge those gaps between
Let me ask the same question, Jabulo. Because to umfo microphone again. I want to find out when as ungene with dance group yen. Did you have a conversation with Abazal Bako? This is what you want to do, Bavumelana, or it was just you doing your own thing?
No, I was doing my own thing. So mantwana siyadlala ikasi. So ivele yasuka kanjalo sithanda ukujiva, sesiyasijivela, nini seyiserious ene. Iyenzakala natural. It's like izinto ziyazenzakalela nje.
What if Abazal Bako were to know to this? Like, do we want you to be a doctor or a lawyer?
No, they cannot do that to me because this is my life. They're gonna die. I'm sorry, but they're gonna die. They're gonna leave me here, so I cannot be what they want me to be while they are.
We have a Facebook message coming in from TK Mbelu. Our dancing has always been popular in Mzansi, and I think it's because we are creative and so passionate about our dance that we have transformed it into a culture. But when we come back, I think let's tap back into that conversation. We want to decolonize education in this country. Perhaps we also need to decolonize a little bit of the dance that's being offered at schools. Please stay with us.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. I'm just back at the dance culture linings of Africa. Nanoguti singaisa gupi as well. Sitate sitaisele izizwe. But there's this saying that a white man can't dance. Natalie, is that true? Can you dance?
I just do what feels good.
Yeah.
So to me, yeah, I can. I wouldn't call myself a professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of white people that cannot dance. Let's just like.
So what dance can you do?
I just shake my ass. So.
Choice of words. Wow.
Oh, sorry. I just move.
Yeah.
I move specifically to house and hip hop type music. Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe that she can dance?
I haven't seen her. So.
She must show us.
But do you believe that white people can dance as well?
Yeah, lama video around the country, bashaivo, show kwara, that's dancing. I think they can. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I bonke.
Maybe she must join you guys as well.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that I think that we need to start looking at in terms of selling our own dance move. Do you believe that there's one dance that right now it is about time that we sell it?
Yes, I am a kizomba dancer, and it's not very popular. I think that people should do research on it because, you know, people think that, you know, like on social media and on music videos, it's more like they're using dance as a weapon now to attract, like sexually attract the opposite sex. But in kizomba, you actually, like I usually go for gatherings, and once the song ends, you get to dance with another dance partner, and it's more like you don't really connect with anyone. It's just, you know, like it's just fun.
I can't wait to see that kizomba dance, Nicolette.
Yes, Kini, on the couch we are joined by Smangaliso Ngwenya and also one of Soweto finest, the kings of Spujwa. Ntate Nkoleleko, all Abuti Nkoleleko, because you're much younger than me. Let's talk about what she's speaking about. You know, we've kind of sexualized dancing, ne? Smangaliso sexualized dancing, and batswadi ba rona ge ba re sheba these days ba re alsatse bo go jaiva lona. You're making everything about sex and attracting the opposite gender. Is that where we are right now?
It's where some people decide to be.
Okay.
Most of us, we all have a choice, and most of the time, I think we, as the youth, should decide not to sexualize dance.
Okay.
So we can make the impact with dance instead of relying on the sexualized form of dance.
Okay, okay.
Yes, yeah.
But I mean, we saw it in the earlier on when we were having a performance here by Soweto's finest. The moves that we're getting the most cheers are the ones, man.
Yeah. But it's also part. It's also when you hark back to where those dances come from.
Yeah.
Those things, those using off the hips,
Yes.
those gyrates, they're part of the dance form.
Yes.
And it's not that it's sexualized, but sexual ways of moving have been always part of dance. So even now when you do spuchwa and you move this part of your body, it's part of the dance form. And it just so happens that it's sexually, well, not sexually connotated, but it has that sexual thing to it. So when everyone sees it, they're like, ooh, because it sparks that attraction of, oh, I'm seeing someone moving in such a sexual way. So it sparks a reaction automatically.
All right.
But I've seen it even in Africa as well. It's sikolo, domba, dombolo, all the time. But look at the culture of Ikotane as well. Ikotane, you guys, most of the time, you dance, you throw money, and also you drink in the street. Is that the culture that you think it's a youth culture? It's who we are?
No, that is not the culture. That is not our culture. That thing of many things and penning things, that is thing of the past. That is Asian history.
So you guys have changed now?
We have changed.
Okay, what do you do?
No, we haven't changed. No, Tina, we were not doing those things. Okay. So we did not change anything. This is the new age Kotanes.
What is the new Kotane? Just a quick one. New is Kotane.
We are about style, dance, fashion. That's it. No penning anything, no tearing anything.
No drinking.
Yeah. Drink, everyone drinks. But myself, I don't drink. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Nkululeko, maybe perhaps you can tell us what inspires your dancing and why joining Soweto's finest.
Okay, what inspires my dancing? I think it goes back to the past.
Okay.
Where I started seeing people dancing from the counter road, basically. That's where I got inspired. Then I ended up seeing this guy because Soweto's finest was all over music videos back in the days, since from 2005. Where there was less spiritual dancers in music videos. So that's where I got inspired. Then I started to want to work with them until it happened later on, 2015. That's why I started working with Sexual Finance.
Oh, okay.
I think it's about time. We've been talking about this dance culture. Let's see the material culture now.
Yes.
Izos Dancela on stage. Guys, give it up for material culture. Woo! Ngela la ngavele pho